Today on the Daily Scoop podcast from the Scoop News Group, it's Tuesday, September 30th, 2025. Welcome to the Daily Scoop podcast, where you'll hear the latest news and trends facing government leaders. I'm the host of the Daily Scoop podcast, Billy Mitchell. Thanks so much for joining me. And now let's dive into the day's top headlines. The Department of Health and Human Services has tapped DOGE affiliate Zach Terrell to be its chief technology officer, sources have told FedScoop. Terrell's CTO title was confirmed by three officials who were granted anonymity to be more candid. Taking on the role of CTO comes after his involvement in Department of Government efficiency work at both HHS and the National Science Foundation, including the cancellation of grants at the science agency. One of those sources told FedScoop that Terrell has been in the technology chief role since the beginning of this month and is still at the NSF as well. While his leadership role is new, Terrell has previously been involved in work at HHS, including as a member of the department's DOGE team, according to a recent legal filing by the government. Per that document, Terrell was listed as one of the 10 team members given access to at least one sensitive system as part of the DOGE work. Specifically, Terrell was one of 5 team members who weren't directly employed by the U.S. DOGE service, the White House home for the group. According to his LinkedIn page, which now lists his CTO role, Terrell calls himself a yeoman in the U.S. government, a historical term for someone in service to nobility. Per that page, he's also previously served as a founding full-stack engineer at Spindle, a blockchain-based advertising analytics company acquired by Coinbase, and he's also founder of a company called Wager. In other news, Congress is poised to make yet another run at legislation to reform agency software purchasing practices with the reintroduction in the House last week of the Strengthening Agency Management and Oversight of Software Assets Act. The SAMOSA Act, as it's better known, which passed the House last December, would require federal agencies to comprehensively assess their software licensing practices, a move aimed at curbing duplicative tech, streamlining future purchases, and reducing IT costs. Congresswoman Nancy Mace, Republican of South Carolina, chair of the House Oversight Subcommittee on Cybersecurity, Information Technology, and Government Innovation, said in a press release, quote, "The GAO has found the federal government spends more than $100 billion annually on information technology and cybersecurity, including software licenses. Far too often, taxpayer dollars are wasted on these systems and licensing agencies fail to use," unquote. The SAMOSA Act, Mace goes on to say, requires agencies to account for existing software assets and consolidate purchases, reducing redundancy, increasing accountability, and saving potentially billions for American taxpayers. Representatives Shontel Brown, Democrat of Ohio, Pat Fallon, Republican of Texas, and April McLean Delaney, Democrat of Maryland, are the other co-sponsors of the legislation. Former House Oversight Committee ranking member Jerry Connolly was a strong supporter of the SAMOSA Act before his death from cancer in May. Brown, ranking member of the House Oversight Subcommittee on Cybersecurity, Information Technology, and Government Innovation, said she was proud to reintroduce the bill that Connolly championed, and that she's working on building additional bipartisan support for it. For more news at the intersection of the federal government and technology, make sure to visit fedscoop.com. Thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of the Daily Scoop podcast, available on all podcast platforms. If you've already rated the podcast on your platform of choice, thanks so much. High ratings and good reviews of the show help more people to find it. The Daily Scoop podcast is a production of the Scoop News Group in Washington, D.C. Adam Butler and Carlin Fisher help put the show together, and the entire Scoop News Group team contributes. We'll be back tomorrow with more top headlines. Until then, I'm your host, as always, Billy Mitchell. Thanks so much for listening.